Hello dear students, I hope you are doing well after this difficult situation that our country is passing, but we have to go on with the lesson as we do normally. So today I have prepared for you a short revision. Okay, the revision is about the lessons that we have learned until now. So for this semester we have started from the frictional force from the fourth chapter. So the first lesson was friction. The second one was investigating friction. The third one is resistance and drag. Then, in the next chapter, we have explained what was electric current, electric conductors and insulators. Which materials conduct electricity? Does water conduct electricity? Do different metals conduct electricity equally well? Choosing the right materials for electrical appliances. Okay, let's begin the revision by lesson 4.6, frictional force. What was the frictional force and the factors that affect the frictional force? So, let's remember together. We have explained it so many times in the classroom. Frictional force is a force which tries to stop things sliding past one another. Friction is caused when two surfaces rub together. So, remember, it's very important. Frictional force acts in the opposite direction of the motion, as you see in the picture. So, we see the ball which is moving from the left to the right, and the frictional force is acting in the opposite direction of the motion. So, let's remember together which are the three factors that affect frictional force. We have the weight of the object, the nature of the contact surface, and the contact area. Let's explain it together one by one. How does the weight of the object affect the frictional force? So we have explained that bigger the weight of the object, bigger is going to be the frictional force. What about the nature of the contact surface? So in smoother surface, the frictional force is smaller. Remember, like walking in the ice. So in the rougher surface, the frictional force is going to be bigger. So, compared to the ground, walking in ice is more difficult. The last one, the contact area. Bigger the contact area, bigger is going to be the frictional force. We also talk about the useful friction and friction as a problem. Okay, please think about an example of each type of friction as listed above. I gave you two examples, one of useful friction and one other for friction as a problem. Useful friction is the friction caused, for example, the friction caused by the ground which allows us to walk. In this case, frictional force is useful for us, otherwise we could not walk. The second one, friction as a problem. Friction can cause the wearing out of different objects, like car tires. So this is, in this case, frictional force is a problem for us because we have to change the car tires time by time. This is the reason why, because of the friction, the car tires are wearing out. Okay, investigating friction. Let's try together how can we reduce frictional force. By applying less force, this would make frictional force smaller. By using a streamlined shape. What was a streamlined shape? Streamlined shape is a shape that allows air and water to flow through it easily, so the friction caused by air would be smaller. So, the third factor is by making the contact surface smoother using a lubricant. What is a lubricant? It's a slippery substance which reduces the frictional force. In the pictures you see a streamlined train and a lubricant. So, a streamlined train allows air to pass through it easily, and the lubricant makes the surfaces smoother. Air resistance and drag. What was air resistance? Air resistance is a force caused by air pushing against moving objects. Air resistance is bigger over large surfaces. So this is the reason why we use big parachute to fall slowly in the ground. Otherwise, if the parachute would be smaller, we are going to fall fast and it would be useless to use these kinds of parachute. We also have done an activity in the classroom when we took a piece of A4 paper and a scrunched A4 paper. We let it fall to the ground and we calculated the time. As you remember, the scrunched A4 paper fell faster. Why? Because the contact area was smaller. So, bigger the contact area, bigger is going to be the air resistance. Okay, before passing to electric current, we have explained what was atom before. What is atom? We learned about it. Atom is a small particle that makes up matter. Atom was made by smaller particles called electrons, protons, and neutrons. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, and neutrons have no charge. Electrons move into the shells. Here we have the atomic structure. In the center of the atom is located the nucleus, and in the nucleus are located neutrons and protons, so the nucleus is positively charged. In the shells we have located electrons, which are negatively charged. Okay, normally the objects are neutrally charged, but we have also some other cases when we have positively charged objects. What can we say about positively charged objects? The number of protons is going to be bigger compared to the number of electrons. What about negatively charged objects? The number of electrons is going to be bigger compared to the number of protons. What about the neutrally charged object? Number of protons is going to be equal to the number of the electrons. So now we can explain that we have learned what is atom. We can explain what is electric current. An electric current is a flow of electric charge in a circuit. Okay, so we have explained also the formula of electric current. I is equal to Q over T. I is for electric current, is the symbol of electric current, and the unit of electric current is ampere. So Q is the symbol for electric charge, and the unit for electric charge is coulomb. T is the symbol for time, and the unit for time is seconds. We have explained also what is conductor and what is an insulator. So, metals that conduct electricity are called conductors. Other materials that do not conduct electricity are called insulators. But not only metals, or the materials that allow electricity to pass through them easily are called conductors. In the other hand, we have materials that do not allow electricity to pass through them, and these are called insulators. Okay, does water conduct electricity? What was the definition of pure water in physics? Pure water is called differently distilled water. Pure water does not conduct electricity. Why? Because it doesn't have any other substance dissolved in it. It's only water. But water with salt dissolved in it does conduct electricity, as we see in the video. Here we have the bulb is connected with a cell by wires, and the bulb is connected with salty water. So as we see from the picture, the cell is producing electricity, and electricity is passing through the bulb, then to the salty water. So as we see, salty water conducts electricity, and the bulb is lightning. Do different materials conduct electricity equally well? All metals conduct electricity, but some metals conduct electricity better than others. I gave you the previous PowerPoints about this lesson, and please revise also the examples given in your books about which metals conduct better electricity. Okay, the last topic we have explained is choosing the right materials for electrical appliances. In our everyday life, we have a lot of electrical appliances in our home, and it's very important to use these electrical appliances safely. So, electrical appliances are made up of materials that conduct electricity and insulating materials that do not conduct electricity. Knowing about electrical conductors and insulators helps us to use electricity safely. In this picture we have a wire. So wire is covered by plastic, which is a good insulator, and inside the wire we have conductors, so the electric current can pass through it easily. but please be careful. Like in this case, the wire is damaged. It's very dangerous to touch these types of electrical appliances because it can cause an electric shock. So if you see any damaged electrical appliance, please don't fix it by yourself and don't touch it. You can tell to your parents or call a specialist. Okay, that was the lesson for today. I hope you all are doing well. I am going to give you also homework in Google Classroom. Please give the homework in time, and if you have any question, you feel free to ask me in my email or in Google Classroom. I hope to see you soon in the class. Bye.